Okay, Heidegger says in the artworks disclose things as composites of world and earth. So he's rethinking form and matter in terms of world and earth. Now, what's world? World is simply meaning. World for Heidegger is an open relational context of meaning. That's what a world is. A world is a context of meaningful relationships. So right now we're all in our homes, which each have a certain world. We're not able to enter the outside world, right? We even use world in this way. Or I don't know, if you go through a breakup or some kind of conversion experience, we say my whole world was changed or my world's coming apart. That's the way he means world in the phenomenological sense as a context of meaning. Okay, earth now, this is really interesting. What he means by earth is really kind of weird. He thinks earth is this actual thing that we can't even think. We can't even think we can experience it. We can feel what earth is, but we can't experience it. Matter of fact, if you're thinking of being as the process of revealing and concealing, you want to think of earth as the concealing part and world as the revealing part. So revealing and concealing, which is the process of truth and being, map quite nicely for Heidegger onto world and earth. Revealing, concealing, world, earth. Earth concealing, world revealing. Okay, and there's that tension there that's present and disclosed in an artwork. Okay, so it's kind of easy to understand what Heidegger means by a world as an open relational context of meaning. But what about earth? He's going to say earth is actually the thingly character of a thing, and great artworks will show earth in its concealed nature. They'll reveal the nature of something as unable to be thought, and ergo transcend and unravel or twist free of metaphysics. But we'll come back to that. But what's the earthy quality of something? We use this term now a lot, and someone has an earthy quality or they're down to earth. What does that mean? It means that there's something. It means a kind of mysterious sense of something, that there's some kind of X factor that you can't quite put your finger on. But that's what makes something something, or what makes something unique. Best example of this is if you think about what makes a song beautiful. I don't know if you like if you have a favorite song sung by a certain artist, and then you hear someone else do it on like American Idol, and it just or some karaoke version of it. It lacks the earth. It's the same kind of world. It's transmitting the notes the same way. It's the same kind of references, and it has the same kind of form. We could say if form maps onto world, but it doesn't quite have that earthiness to it. And the best example of this was I was watching. This has to be maybe 15 years ago. American Idol. I think it was Australian American Idol or something. It was on YouTube. And a guy got up and did a version of a song I like by the band Coldplay called The Scientist. I don't know if you've ever heard that song. It's got an interesting video. Maybe I'll put links in the description between this and the American Idol version of it. The one sung by the musician Chris Martin versus the American Idol guy. And it was interesting. The song was fine. But the critic said something in the, when they go around and they criticize the performer, he said something like, that song, when Chris Martin sings it, there's such a tension in it. And I think he was British, you just stripped it all of that tension. You just stripped it down with all that tension. In other words, I think what he was trying to say is it just lacked the earthy quality of Chris Martin's voice. Okay? And there's countless examples you can think of this, that what actually makes something beautiful and what makes something meaningful is the earthy quality. I mean, here's an example of this right now. This online education, this isn't the same as when we're in class. We're going to all Zoom in eventually tomorrow, right? This isn't the same thing as being in class. This is, you get the sense of what I'm doing, but I'm not present there to you. And I'm present to you in a kind of weird way, but the earthiness is gone, okay? And so Heidegger thinks that earthiness is so important in a work of art. It's hard to say that something like a YouTube channel is a work of art, right? However, he would say, if he's in a good mood, that any kind of medium in a certain sense can interpret something. Although this really isn't interpreting, this is pure technology, right? You see that it kind of degrades, whereas a real good interpretation of something would add to something. So Graham put up a video of her reflections on the last section in technology, but she also was doing an impression of me, and it kind of was a kind of work of art. It kind of added to something, okay? So this is the basic idea of what Heidegger's getting at. Artworks disclose. What do they disclose? They disclose disclosure, and they therefore disclose being as the process of revealing and concealing. But they also reveal concealing itself insofar as they reveal world and earth in that tension. Okay? So he sees that in the Van Gogh shoes. He sees the earthy quality of the shoes, and he thinks the earthy quality points to the world of the peasant. Okay? These things, earth and world, they're constantly involved in a tension or a conflictual union, a kind of polemos. Remember about the logos being a logos polemos. Heidegger's picking up on that the logos, the artworks are logoi, they're logos that gather things together in a conflictual union of revealing and concealing of world and earth.